An impressive, expansive biodiversity hotspot. Among the favored wintering spots for a large number of migratory birds. Provides ecosystem services and livelihood to a large number of people. It is the Pong Dam wetland in Himachal Pradesh, one of the largest man-made wetlands in northern India. The Pong Dam Lake was formed as a result of the construction of the Pong Dam in 1974 across the Beas River. The entire area is a wildlife sanctuary, notified under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. It was declared as a wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention in 2002. The Ramsar Convention on Wetlands is an intergovernmental treaty that provides the framework for national action and international cooperation for the conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources. The significance of Pong Wildlife Sanctuary is its rich variety of habitats suitable for both resident and migratory birds.
So it is a hotspot of biodiversity in terms of landscapes, in terms of flora and in terms of fauna also. It is very much popular for the migratory birds that pass from different flyways and basically Central Asian flyway, and they come here as their resting place, and for 2 to 3 months it is full of these migratory birds which have come from different parts of this world and they are resting here. So this adds so much value to this place.
The diversity of favorable habitats attracts a large number of birds, making Pong a birder's paradise.
ये जो बायोडाइवर्सिटी है बर्ड्स की वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा है। कहीं स्वैम्पी एरिया है, कहीं आपको सारे रॉकी एरिया मिलेगा, कहीं बॉर्डर्स वाला एरिया मिलेगा, कहीं ग्रासलैंड मिलेंगी। उसी हिसाब से डिफरेंट स्पीशीज़ जो हैं वो इस वेटलैंड में पाई जा रही हैं।
Here we get more than 1 lakh population of the various species coming here, जो मतलब एक तरह से बहुत ज़्यादा significant है हमारे लिए from ecological point of view, क्योंकि यहाँ का जो हैबिटेट है उसको as it is maintain करने में इन migratory birds का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है।
Migratory birds come from the Trans-Himalayan region during the winter season, when the wetlands in North and Central Asia are frozen due to the onset of winter. The guests of honor at the Pong Lake are the bar-headed geese. Flying all the way from their northern breeding grounds, covering the Central Asian flyway, they cover a long and arduous migratory route over the imposing heights of the Himalayas to reach their favored wintering spot, Pong Dam Lake.
As far as the flagship species of Pong Lake is concerned, this is bar-headed geese, and almost 50% of the global population of bar-headed geese is there in Pong Lake. Because of this drawdown area, vast drawdown area, and grasses are coming up, and they have sufficient place to roost and feed, and then they can spend their winters here.
Over time, this Ramsar site has also emerged as an important center for scientific research on birds. For more than 2 decades now, the Wildlife Wing of Himachal Pradesh Forest Department has been conducting annual water bird census to monitor birds during winter season. The objective of the water bird counting exercise is to know the population of the water bird species, their trend and species richness of various areas in the sanctuary, which could help in better management and conservation activities. There are several steps involved in the annual water bird estimation exercise. The preparation and planning step begins in October with fortnightly bird counts and preparation of survey sheets and maps. Closer to the exercise, 26 survey teams are formed with experts and coordinators in each team. Consistency must be maintained every year by repeating the exercise at the same time and locations. The water bird counting exercise begins with a briefing of the 26 teams on field protocol, bird identification, and counting techniques a day prior to the census day. On census day, the teams cover the entire wetland area divided into 26 sections. If the team comes upon a large flock, they use videos and photos to validate the count. The final step involves data analysis and reporting. This cumulates the species-wise data from all the survey teams, which is cross-checked with photos and videos. Data analysis helps in understanding the species richness, relative abundance, fortnightly population trends, and spatial distribution of species across the wetland. To conduct the water bird count smoothly, the entire field staff of the Wildlife Division is engaged. Officers of the Himachal Pradesh Forest Department are invited along with external resource persons who are wildlife experts. Their participation is confirmed at least a week prior to the exercise and teams are formed accordingly. It is the day prior to the annual water bird count. Experts, assistants, and volunteers have arrived from all parts of the country across age groups to participate in the bird counting exercise. The youth are especially enthusiastic. For some of these volunteers, this will be the first ever bird census. A day before the actual count, a briefing workshop is held involving all participants engaged in the exercise. For the annual water bird count, the entire area of the sanctuary was divided into 26 sections. For each section there was a team, so 26 teams were involved in the exercise.
3 से 5 देखिए कुछ सेक्शंस में ज़्यादा लगभग 7 तक मेंबर्स हैं। उसमें एक एक्सपर्ट रहता है जिसमें जो बर्ड्स को आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे और साथ में एक कोऑर्डिनेटर रहेंगे जो पूरी टीम को कोऑर्डिनेट करते हैं। अलग अलग टेक्निक्स इसमें जो यूज़ करते हैं, जैसे कोई अलग अलग तरह के फ्लॉक्स हैं। उसमें जैसे हमारा ये है प्रोटोकॉल में कि 500 से बड़ा बर्ड से ज़्यादा फ्लॉक है तो उसमें हम उसका फ़ोटो लेंगे, वीडियोग्राफी करेंगे, उस तरह से करते हैं।
During the workshop, the participants are briefed about the water bird count exercise, its protocols, and census day field plan.
Basic purpose or the first step of census is that you should be able to identify the species.
तो फ्लाइंग बर्ड्स नहीं काउंट करने हैं, इसका मतलब है कि आपको बहुत धीरे चलना है ना। मेथोडोलॉजी में वेरिएबल्स हो सकते हैं, लेकिन हमारा पेशेंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है सेंसस।
The experts within the teams are specialists in identifying the birds. They are supported by the team of experienced forest guards and boatmen who have been doing this for many years and have picked up a fair bit of expertise. It is the day of the counting. Like this team, all 26 teams are already placed close to their designated sectors. In certain sections, the team starts early in the morning to count the roosting cormorants. This is to record their numbers before they fly away. In most sections, however, the teams start their water bird counting exercise at the same time, which is 9 a.m. in the morning. This is slightly different from the norms followed elsewhere, where the bird count begins early morning at about 7 a.m. This time delay has been done to encourage better visibility. Across land-based habitats, the process of counting is largely similar. Two teams begin counting from one point and move in opposite directions and converge with another team at the end of their transect.
तो इसका रीज़न ये है कि उसमें जो नदी है वो मेन लेक से मिलती है और उसमें डिफरेंट एक हैबिटेट, बड़ा यूनिक सा हैबिटेट बनता है और वहाँ पे पॉपुलेशन भी और नंबर्स भी और स्पीसीज भी ज़्यादा मिलती है। तो उस पॉइंट से हम इसलिए चलेंगे ताकि वो ओवरलैपिंग ना हो। तो एक ही पॉइंट से हम शुरू करेंगे और जब शाम को या दोपहर बाद एक टीम मान लो ख़त्म कर चुकी है अपना सेक्शन, तो उसको वेट करना पड़ेगा जब तक दूसरी टीम उधर से ना आ जाए और उसको ये बताना पड़ेगा कि ये मैंने कर लिए हैं, आप ये ना करें, आपके ये वाले जो हैं इनको काउंट करें।
The traditional equipment used for birding includes binoculars, cameras with telephoto lenses, and recording sheets. All birds sighted, identified, and counted are meticulously recorded in these designated sheets. Teams also carry bird identification guides. The methodology for birding has also been touched by advancements in information technology and modern GPS-based applications. These apps, like the recommended eBird app, complement the counting process for birders. The invited experts know about the census techniques, about the identification of birds, as well as about the Pong Dam Lake area. They lead the team in bird identification, bird counting using proper protocols, and follow the rules of the census, guiding the young team members. The water bird census is the total count of all water-dependent birds seen. Counting techniques can vary depending on the size of the wetland, flock, and the number of species. If the number of birds is observed seamless, one can go for an individual count. In case of large flocks of over 500 birds, videos or photos should be used to validate the count. This video is then divided into independent frames. A grid is overlaid on each frame, the birds counted in each grid, and then summed up.
We have to count these birds, and there are a number of methods to exactly count the number. One best way is you take a photograph of the whole landscape in panorama, and then you go to computer and then you count the birds by zooming in. Then other way can be you take a movie maybe of a few seconds covering this whole scene visible in front of you. Then again you can go to computer and then section wise by pausing at different places, then you can count each bird, and approximately the number will be exactly which is visible in the eyes at present.
During the estimation of any species in a particular area, two things are very important to naturalists. First, they have to respect the laws of that area. It may be a government or a private land. Some animals can go into private land. Ownership of that land has to be respected as well. Same stands true for the species. The naturalists have to respect the provisions of the Wildlife Act 1972, which entails that there should be minimum disturbance to the species.
The basic thing is when we are counting a particular flock, it should not fly. The flight distance with us and the species should be kept in such a way that animal or the species should not be disturbed. So patience is very important.
It is very important to identify the species accurately because it is all about looking at and monitoring species-wise distribution or relative abundance.
Collect the species-wise data, and then we can relate that species-wise data with a specific habitat. But if the data collection is wrong, so we will try to intervene unnecessarily, which is not required basically. So identification is very important, it has to be there.
The forest guards are an important part of the bird census exercise, as they know the topography and the nature of various habitats inside out. They also have expertise in spotting birds.
डीप वाटर में हमारे को ग्रेव ज़्यादा मिलते हैं, कॉर्मोरेंट वहाँ रहते हैं, और एक हमारे को एक बड़ा फ्लॉक टफ्टेड डक का मिला।
तो हमने यहाँ कुछ एक सूची बनाई है जो हमने अभी तक देखे हैं। उसमें बार हेडेड गीज है, ये हमें लगभग 8000 दिखे हैं, और रूडी शर्टक दिखे हैं, वाइट किंगफिशर, पैन स्वेलो, लिटिल एग्रेट, ग्रे ऑन, पिन टेल, नॉर्दर्न पिन टेल, बहुत सारे हैं यहाँ पे।
Counting water birds in deep water is a tricky proposition, as they cannot be approached from a close distance. Clusters of birds are photographed from a distance, and according to census methodology, their approximate count is noted.
जो हमारा ट्रांजैक्ट था वो डीप वाटर वाला था, हमने नगरोटा सूर्या से लेके रैनसर आइलैंड तक ये किया। तो इसमें मेनली मतलब जो स्पीशीज़ जो गहरे पानी को पसंद करती हैं, उस तरह की स्पीशीज़ इस पानी में रहते हैं। तो गर्ल्स दिखने के लिए मिले हैं इस फ्रेश वाटर वेटलैंड में, और बाकी जो मेन स्पीशीज़ यहाँ पे कॉमन कूट्स हैं, पिनटेल्स हैं, विजन्स हैं, ये सब स्पीशीज़ हमको देखने को मिली हैं।
The Pong Lake also features a unique freshwater island habitat, the Rancer Island. A large number of bar-headed geese and other migratory birds can be spotted in this mixed habitat.
So Rancer Island is very unique because यहाँ पे forest birds भी है और यहाँ पे आपको वाटर बर्ड्स भी मिलेगा। फॉरेस्ट बर्ड इसलिए है क्योंकि यहाँ पे प्लांटेशंस के बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रीज़ है। यहाँ पे हम लोगों को मिला है आज एक्चुअली ब्राउनिश प्लांट बुश वार्बलर दैट इज़ रेयर इन दिस एरिया। ग्रेटर स्कॉप उतना ज़्यादा नहीं आता है, तो इट्स वाज रियली इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी वन ग्रेटर स्कॉप विद अदर वाटर बर्ड्स।
The unique marshland habitats around the Pong Dam Lake area also house a vast variety of birds.
सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्षेत्र है स्वैम्प एरिया। स्वैम्प एरिया में जो बर्ड्स मिलते हैं, इसकी खासियत है कि जो वो पोंग डैम में नहीं मिलते। तो स्वैम्प एरिया में खास करके जो स्वैम्प हेन है, रेड क्रस्टेड पोचर्ड है, ये बहुत ज़्यादा तादाद में मिलते हैं, जो कि डैम में, पोंग डैम में अक्सर नहीं होते हैं।
Experts feel that due to change in land use pattern, the number of birds is declining. Regular census data helps identify such problems.
तो इससे ये काफ़ी अच्छा मार्च था और हिमाचल का सबसे बढ़िया मार्च था। तो ऐसे ही है कि हमें कंजर्वेशन के लिए थोड़ा इसको जैसा है वैसा रहने देना चाहिए और जो भी डिस्ट्रक्शन ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी से हो रही है या इंटरफेरेंस हो रही है उसको कम करना चाहिए।
Pong Dam Lake has a dedicated center for bird ringing. Although not directly connected to the census activity, the bird ringing exercise has an important role to play in the research and conservation of species.
Bird ringing is basically a tool or a method, it's a scientific method to actually individually mark birds. If you look at individuals of the same species among birds, you cannot distinguish. By marking each and every bird, it gives us an advantage of identifying each and every bird across space and time.
For migratory birds, bird ringing becomes even more important. Conserving them using local conservation measures is not enough.
To track these birds and to collaborate with people working for the conservation of the species in their summer habitats, it's very essential. Bird ringing gives us the edge there.
Ringing birds is a delicate technique. Not all birds are tough to handle, but a protocol needs to be followed.
Mist net is a very specialized net which is manufactured exclusively for trapping birds. So we place these nets in the movement path of birds. Once the bird is caught in the mist net, it is extracted. Extraction is basically removal, safe removal of the bird from the mist net. It is put in a bird bag. It's basically a cotton bag in which the bird can breathe, and then it is transported to a ringing room. Ringing room is basically where the process of bird ringing happens. So every species is taken out from the bag and then properly identified and then ringed. So the size of the rings is predetermined based on the diameter of the tarsus of the bird. Following which we take some biometric measurements, because we really need to know, for instance, if it is a resident bird, what is the body condition of the bird and what is the amount of fat reserves it has to pass through the winter, during which resources are scarce. We release the birds as close as possible to the place of the capture.
It is afternoon. The counting exercise has reached its last phase. Teams are handing over their collected data. At the Nagrota Suryan Range Office, a dedicated team analyzes the data and combines the results. Recording sheets of all 26 sections are compiled and reviewed. Available data is cross-checked with photographs. This is the final and the most critical stage of the estimation exercise. The bird census results are announced the next day.
और जो टोटल काउंट है इस साल का वो है 1,15,701 बर्ड्स जो हमने काउंट किए हैं, ठीक है। और इसमें 114 स्पीशीज हैं, हर 114 114 species have been recorded at Pong Dam.
After concerted efforts of 2 days by various experts and forest officials, it has been concluded that 1,15,701 birds of 114 different species have been recorded at the Pong Dam Lake this year. It is good news all the way. Total population of birds as well as species of birds has shown an increase over last year, including both dependent and resident species. The best news is a remarkable increase in the population of the flagship species of Pong Lake, the bar-headed geese.
So it is a very good result, and I'm really happy, and I'm happy that whatever interventions we had carried out has borne fruit. तो मुझे बहुत खुशी है, and I'm feeling very happy.
The bird festival held at Pong at the culmination of the census exercise represents the entire ethos of the Forest Department of Himachal Pradesh. It seeks to involve people, including tourists and local students, in various associated activities that improve the tourism potential of the sanctuary. Since tourism at Pong is closely related to winter birds, many of these activities are connected to various aspects of birding, which is open to the common public.
हम चाहेंगे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पंछी यहाँ आए, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा नंबर में आए, और यहाँ हमारे जो हैबिटेट के इंटरवेंशंस हमने किए हैं उसका फ़ायदा वो भी उठाएं, और हमें भी इन टर्न उसका फ़ायदा हो, और हम अपने इकोलॉजिकल सिस्टम को पूरे बैलेंस में रख सकें.
In its lifespan of about 4 decades, Pong Dam Lake has evolved into a safe haven for birds. A streamlined bird census helps continue this momentum of resolution, commitment, and scientific acumen, conserving biodiversity, encouraging wise use, and sustaining the ecosystem for today, tomorrow, and for the future ahead.